Years ago, I was in the kitchen with my daughters, and they came home. They were in high school at the time. They came home, and they were talking about one of their teachers at school that they really liked. I don't know her name, but they were talking about all these attributes that this teacher had, and she has great qualities. And then they said, man, but it's so sad. And I perked up because I'm like, I just heard all this wonderful things about this young lady that they're talking about, their teacher, and they said she's so sad. And I thought maybe they were going to share that she had a sickness. And they said, it's so sad. I said, what's so sad? They said, she's not married yet. That's what's sad? And my daughter goes, yeah, she's 27 and she's still lonely. And I said, wait a minute, hold on. Marriage is not the goal. Marriage is not the goal. If you live your single season trying to get out of it, it means that you're not acknowledging the greatness of the gift that you've been given, and you are idolizing marriage. Believing that marriage is the goal is a distraction. Can I tell you something about marriage that married people won't tell you? Oh, here we go. In 1 Corinthians, in the 7th chapter, in this same verse, in verse 28, Paul says, those who marry will face many troubles in life, and I want to spare you of this. It's in the Bible. It's in the Bible. It's in the Bible. The goal is not to discourage you, but to inform you so that you can celebrate the season that you're in. In verse 32, he says this, I would like you to be free from all concerns and anxieties. An unmarried man is concerned about the Lord's affairs and how he can please the Lord. But a married man is concerned about the affairs of the world and how he can please his wife. And his interests are divided. Let me tell you, there are all kinds of responsibilities, and you might be thinking, ooh, those are some interests I want to be in. But there's all kinds of responsibilities that you don't even know that you don't want. When I got married, I never thought that I would spend so much time at Linen and Things and Bed Bath & Beyond, sitting around looking at plates and cups and having my wife going, do you like this cup with the lines in it or this cup with the squares on it? I don't care. I don't even want to care. But that's one of the things that you'll have to go through over and over again. And hey, babe, what about these throw pillows? I don't know why we have so many throw pillows. Who's coming over? Are we building a fort? Why do we have so many pillows? I don't know why we have so many pillows, and you have to do this over and over again. This becomes a part of your life when you're a married person. Where do you want to go eat? I don't know where you want to go eat. Oh, well, let's go to McDonald's. I don't want no McDonald's. What married people won't tell you is that 50% of arguments start with, where do you want to eat? I don't know, and it doesn't end there. Then you got to sit around with in-laws and talking about, oh yeah, I love lawn care. You know, I wash my car on Friday. Sometimes I do it on Saturday. Oh my goodness, I got to have this conversation over and over again. You got to spend money on stuff on refrigerators and air conditioners and blow pillow. And then you go to work all day long. You have a rough day and people annoy you. And then you come home and your spouse says, how was your day? And when they ask you, how was your day? You can't just say, fine. Fine is not good enough. If you're like my wife, she wants details. She wants all of the details. So then I have to give her details. Not only do I have to give her details, then I got to say, how was your day? Then she's going to give me all of her details. Details on top of details. And I have to listen to every detail. And I have to look her in the face, eyeball to eyeball. And I got to say stuff like, yeah, you're right. I can't believe they did that. They did that to you? What? I can't believe that. That don't make no sense. You should quit that job. And you have to do that and process like that every day till you die. Verse 34, Paul says, The unmarried or betrothed woman is anxious about the things of the Lord and how to be holy in her body and spirit. But the married woman is anxious about worldly things and how to please her husband. Ladies, there's going to be some things that your husband wants that please him that you don't want to do. You're not going to want to do those things. He's going to say, my mama used to do it. And you're going to be like, I ain't your mama. I ain't doing the stuff that your mama does. And he's going to, it's still expected anyway. And then some of you are going to marry a man whose level of cleanliness is not just bad, it's unsafe. And then you're going to have children with this man. That's marriage. And then you have to become interested in things your spouse is interested in, even though you're not interested in it at all. We have a marriage conference coming up where we're going to talk about all of these issues and how to navigate May 3rd, May 4th. And we're going to figure out how to navigate through all of this marriage stuff together. So if you have not been registered, register for that. Now, don't get me wrong. I love being married. I love being married. I love my wife. I love having children. I'm happily married, but I also loved being single. And I want you to relish in your singleness to avoid the distractions. And the antidote to distraction is devotion. God not only requires our devotion, but he expects our devotion at every stage and status of life, but never more than when we are single. There's a theme that runs all throughout Scripture. It is the command that we devote our lives to God. We find it in Deuteronomy 6:5. Love the Lord your God with all your heart. Deuteronomy 10:12. Deuteronomy 11:3. Deuteronomy 13:3. Deuteronomy 30:6. Joshua 22:5. Matthew 22:37. Mark 12:30. Luke 10:7. They all say, love the Lord your God with all of your heart, with all of your soul, with all of your strength, and with all of your mind. All of these passages are a reminder that marriage is not the goal. Dating is not the goal. Undistracted devotion to God is the goal.